the pick six tonight.
Do you want to talk
and,
about a new segment?
Yeah, and we are. This will be the installation of a new segment with Barstool.
So we've decided that each week we will pick a random thing on the Barstool Sportsbook app. They gave us some free money, so we are each going to put up $1 every week. So we'll be adding $3 every week on something random. So some weeks, like, it'll obviously be maybe just some like random bets. Like we're gonna try to pick as many like obscure sports as possible. So like when Australian Football League rule or Australian rules football plays,
or Japanese
baseball, or when there's prop bets in really fun ways, we'll do those. But for this week, the $3 we are picking is on Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard to each score 25 plus points in the game tonight. So we have the potential to win an extra $6 and end up with $9 total.
Is the jury going to be hung on this, or are you guys feeling confident about your answers? Like,
what's this?
I'm pretty confident on that they will.
I think they will.
They both have to get 25.
Yes. Damian Lillard averages 30, and Jason Tatum averages 26.
So it's pretty. If they just have to hit their average, it's not like we're asking for
both of them have to hit their average. Someone's bound to have a game.
But the Blazers don't play that good at defense.
No.
And Lillard scores on anybody, so it doesn't really matter.
So you guys are confident?
I think we lock it in.
I think one of them for sure does. I'm concerned about the other.
Well, you can't pick for one of them though.
I know. That's why it's a bet. It's me.
Joel, it's a bet. It's not. If you're gonna win money, it's probably not gonna happen.
It's not a sure thing.
Jason Tatum just had 52 games ago. Jason Tatum just dropped.
So he's out of points. He's out of points.
Out of points.
The jury
or more.
No, I'll go with it. It's only $1 each, so I ain't mad. But
it's $1 each.
Obviously, it's the majority wins in this situation.
All right, so we are going to lock in a $3 wager.
But I'm mad at you guys next week if I was right.
There we go.
All right. Cool.
You don't want my wrath. It's super mean.
So if you want to, you can download your favorite sports betting app and you can bet with us if you'd like to, but don't do that because sports betting is going to ruin your family and your marriage.
Just ask our wives.
Thousands of dollars on this bet.
We just talk about sports for free and our wives get mad.
Yeah, that's touche. Touche. So for pick six, I went 0 for 6 this past week.
Yikes.
We're hesitant to even talk about that.
Yeah, it does sting a little bit.
Zoink, Scoob.
Yeah. So it stings enough that I'm now 3-14 in the last 17 games. It is allowed.
You're losing to a coin.
Yeah, it has allowed Ben and Isaiah to wiggle their way back in after at one point they were down by 9 points.
I'm down by 4.
They were down by 9 games. So Ben has tied me. We're both 32-30. Isaiah's now 4 games behind. So it's getting competitive again in these last couple weeks in the race to 6Three. We're just over halfway. So let's kick it off, I guess. Two baseball games, 1 UFC fight, 2 NBA games, and a hockey game.
Yeah.
Baseball, we'll start out with Reds and Giants. Tyler Mahle and Johnny Cueto are pitching in that game.
I'm going to go with the Reds. They've been hot lately. They've played some good baseball. Got a good lineup. Castellanos has been one of the better players in baseball to start the year, even though he got suspended for garbage. But, yeah, I'm going Reds.
Man, my baseball knowledge is just so good that I can't pick this game.
You get a pass, though.
Joel, why don't you pick while I look up this matchup?
I like Cueto and his veteran presence. He can be a little erratic, a very violent motion, and I think he can get in his own head sometimes, which obviously you don't really expect from a veteran pitcher. Tyler Mahle doesn't really have that kind of pressure, it seems like, or he seems more calm when I've seen him on the mound. So I'm probably leaning on this with Ben as well. I'm probably taking the Reds.
All right, I'm going to pick the Giants then.
All right.
I think the Reds are a better team now. Obviously, like baseball's weird. The Giants could win 12-0.
I was going to say the Casey Mize just
absolutely-
ousted the Astros.
It could mean absolutely nothing about how the teams shake out at the end of the year. That's why there's a lot of games. So
I was going to say that Casey Mize just ousted the league, the AL West leading Astros. So
exactly.
All right, next one. Then we are going to do a Tigers game. Tigers and A's. After this Astros is done, Tarek Skubal and Cole Irwin will be taking each other on. And again, very similar records. Both not expected to be super good this year, but
yeah, I'm going to go with the A's. I haven't been that impressed with Skubal to start the year. There's something going on. The velocity's down. The spin rate's down. Kind of everything's kind of down for him right now, and it was down in spring too. So I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if it's just kind of an early season thing, but they got to kind of figure that out. So I'm going to go with I'm going with the A's here. Irwin's not great.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Tigers lineup. The Tigers have played better than I thought they would at the beginning of the year. I'll be honest. But somebody's going to figure out Badu eventually.
They've already figured out the bullpen. It's just bad.
The bullpen's terrible. So if they get to the bullpen, the game's over. Essentially, if they get to the bullpen relatively early, and Skubal hasn't been great, so I'm going to go with the A's.
I am going to go with the Tigers. If Skubal can give 5 2/3, if he can go 5 2/3 or more, and maybe the Tigers have like a 2 to 3 run lead, I think the bullpen will make it like a 1-run game. But I'd say the final score probably is like 5-4 Tigers. So I'm going to roll with it.
Oh, I don't think the Tigers are going to win, so I'm going to go with the A's.
Right.
That's why. I think one team's going to win and the other's going to lose.
Probably a good pick then, if that's what you think.
Yeah. All right. UFC. So we have Robert Whitaker and Kelvin Gastelum in the heavyweight, and that'll be Saturday. So this could be an interesting fight. Both pretty short guys, almost 190 pounds.
I'm going to go with Whitaker.
Whitaker.
He's got the size advantage, 3 inches taller, reach advantage, 2.5 inches on the reach. Yeah, I just think he's just a bit better of a fighter. I think he's had a pretty good amount more fights, and just has been, pretty good. He's talking crap about other people, so that UFC wants him to win so that he can fight these other people. So,
self-sport.
I'm going to go with Whitaker.
Yeah, I'm going with Whitaker as well. I think did we all go with Whitaker?
I'm going to go with Whitaker. I've watched more of Whitaker than I have.
I just think he's a better fighter. Obviously more experienced. So I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, age is going to be like. If it's slowed him down a little bit like this, I think Whitaker could very well retire if he loses this fight, because he's also getting to that point where age it can play a factor, and when you get to this weight class too,
I don't think it'll be this fight though.
I think he's got a few more fights.
I think he could have a bad loss in the next year and retire, but I don't think it'll be now.
Yeah, I think he's got a few more fights left in him. It's just I'm concerned if he does lose this fight. I think he lost the last one too, so it would be 2 in a row, and maybe he does feel like age is coming out to him. But
yeah.
All right, NBA. The Nets are playing the 76ers on Wednesday.
This is going to be hopefully a really good game. The Nets just are. They're really good. They're still one of the favorites to win, but they just lay some stinkers. Come on.
They lost to the Lakers when the Lakers had pretty much nobody playing.
They got beat by Andre Drummond.
Exactly. Andre Drummond couldn't beat me at times when he was with the Pistons. So I don't know. It's just I'm gonna go with the 76ers.
Oh. See this matchup. Yeah, it's such a matchup of who guards who, who stops Joel Embiid, I know you're gonna put Ben Simmons on Kevin Durant, I assume, but the Nets need to win this game. They need to show that they are the power in the East Division. I get that they're probably still everyone's betting favorite from the East for the championship, just because of the star power they have, even if they're behind Philly in standings technically. Even though with the win today, they're tied up. But the Nets need to win this game. They just have to show that they're the real deal. The 70s, Philly would obviously benefit. Obviously, both teams would benefit from winning, but yeah, I think the Nets have more to lose in losing. Like, people are really going to start asking questions depending on how this game goes. If the 76ers lose, people are just going to be like, well, yeah, it's Kevin Durant and the Nets. Like, what are they going to do? But if the Nets lose, they're just going to say, like, oh my gosh, like, can they actually do this? So as long as Kyrie freaking Irving doesn't sit out for some stupid reason because he lost his Legos or whatever, like, he needs to stop. Like, it's just his personal reasons. Like, what'd you do, dude?
Burn some incense here and there or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Same thing that Joel Zumaya did. Just played too much Guitar Hero.
That's all I'll say to him. What I say to my wife and Jess a lot. Grow up, dude. Come on, play basketball.
Play the game, dude.
He's busy learning on why
Just come on.
is flat.
Yeah.
So you picking the Nets?
I am picking the Nets.
All right, Ben and I will both go with the 76ers.
Alrighty.
All right, Grizzlies versus Bulls.
I'm going to go with the Chicago Bulls. They need to start winning games, and like the trades that they have made need to start coming to fruition. You can't. First of all, you just squander a 50-point game from Zach LaVine, you bums. But yeah, they've lost 3 in a row. I think that's pretty much all their games since getting not Valanciunas. Vucevic. Yeah, you have to show that you can make it to the playoffs. Like, you're out, okay, a couple positions out, a few games behind right now. Yeah, you got to start picking it up. You got to start winning. Yeah.
With that roster, they have to make the playoffs. Like,
yeah, and they have to, like, it starts now.
Don't get me wrong, like, it's not like the greatest roster you'll ever see, but it's not a bad roster anymore.
No.
They made the trades because they felt like they had a chance. So now I agree, it's got to come to fruition. So I'm actually going to go with the Bulls as well.
I'm going to go with the Grizzlies based on just record. I think they're better.
Right.
I don't know much about either of these guys.
I think the Bulls are gonna actually play a little bit better basketball now.
They really have to.
All right, then the last one is the NHL game, Panthers versus Lightning.
We picked the Panthers Lightning before, and I went with the Panthers.
It was the exact same matchup?
Yeah.
Dumb. I should have not done it.
Well, too bad.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
It was a while ago.
I'm going Lightning.
I'm going to go with Lightning this time, and I hope it doesn't bite me in the butt because I picked the Florida Panthers last time. Yeah, in the NHL, so they can't travel to Canada, so they paired up all the teams in 4 divisions, so there's like 8 teams per division. So they only play each other.
So only the Canada teams are the very
So
small
there's
amount of
Calgary,
Toronto,
there's 8 Canada teams, and all they do is play each other because Canada can't come to the U.S. So each of the conferences have only been playing each other.
What do they do when it does get to the playoffs? Maybe none of this is still lifted.
I think they're going to try a bubble.
Okay.
Yep.
They're going to try to get the teams permission to leave Canada, and then I think they're going to try to do a bubble in
they're just going to – I think the thought was – I read about it the other day. I think the thought was test them like crazy and then get them into the bubble, test them again, and make sure everything's good, and then they'll –
Tell Justin Trudeau to stop being such a ninny.
Yes.
He can't.
Yes.
But yeah. So I'll go with the Lightning.
They won't even let the Blue Jays play baseball in Canada right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Toronto. The Toronto Raptors moved to where is it? Arizona? No, Florida.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
Well, I mean, it's better to be in America than Canada,
especially with Joe Biden. But so you picked the Lightning. Who did you grab?
I'm picking the Lightning.
Okay. Yeah, the Raptors are playing in Tampa Bay.
All right, we're all taking the Lightning.
Oh, the Lightning!
Let's ride the Lightning.
All right. Pick 6 is complete, and that means we get to be back next week with a little bit more to fill in that space. It looks like, but great show today. A lot of great insight on every single draft spot for Michigan basketball players in that era. I was very surprised it went this long, but I think every single player, we said a lot of really nice things.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's kind of fun to take a nice, not break, but just like an easy episode before we get into draft and then into playoffs and then into NFL preview and then into position rank.
Nostalgic, it made me think about a lot of.
We're gonna get into some heaters coming here.
2011.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that episode for sure, but this is my favorite time of year. Draft is like my favorite thing in the world because we're Lions fans and we don't get Super Bowls. We get top 10 draft picks that we get to cheer for. So, all right, guys. Well,
update on my bet. It's not going great. Giolito has like 5 Ks through not even 4 innings, but Bieber has 0. So we're having problems.
Wow, man! I told you one of them's gonna get it, but not both.
Yeah, I'm a little bit
annoyed. A
little bit annoyed. I checked on it and.
You gotta trust. Trust. We bet sports so you don't have to.
That's our new slogan. All right, that's our slogan for that segment. Well, we'll see you next week.
We could just become a full gambling podcast if you want to.
I'm a youth pastor and I'm part time.
I'm
I'm in college. I don't have the money for that.
All right, fair enough. Maybe down the road.
Yeah. We'll when this podcast blows up for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week. 420 Blaze It.
Okay.
And that's how we're finishing that with Mitch McGarry references.
Oh, okay. We pulled it back. You pulled it back in. You pulled it back in. All right.
See you guys.